What's going on, YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Nightwing, issue number 128. This one's written by Dan Waters and artwork by Dexter Soy. And this is continuing the whole Tower of Terror storyline where Nightwing and this fifth dimensional imp stuff is kind of infested over Titan's Tower. And Dick has to kind of go in there and save Babs from all this other stuff while also teaming up with Nightwing Prime of Kandor, at least a projection, manifestation of his mind and all that of it. And so it's Nightwing and Nightwing. So, you know, where Nightwing got his inspiration, the name and all that from and all that, yada, yada, yada. We have Spheric Industries in there who's kind of involved in this whole situation as well. And they have tech to take down these types of fifth-dimensional beings. So Nightwing, that kind of teams up with them. There's some really great-looking artwork from Dexter Soy mixed in with the issue. I also like, too, that we get a little bit of Melinda Grayson's, like, point of view where she has experiencing some sort of regret over teaming up with Spheric Industries and all that stuff, and, you know, talks about putting faith into heroes and all that other stuff. But yeah, so we get Nightwing and Nightwing. We see some imaginative imagery of like how when he was a kid drawing his Robin costumes, and he like imagined himself more as like Robin Hood and all that too. So given it's Dan Waters, you know it's going to dive into some of the kind of crazy, wacky, weird stuff, and it was only a matter of time before that got thrown in the book, and that's what you can do with the fifth dimensional imp type aspects with Nightwing involved. So it's up to them. They kind of make it somewhere kind of towards the end of the issue, and it seems like they're going to face off against Bitewing at the end. So he's like, is that my dog who's been taken over by this thing? So yes, Haley is going to be fought against with this whole stuff. So as they kind of search for like the core of the tower to kind of rescue some people and all that too. So that's basically the main gist of the story. I thought it was kind of interesting how we have like Nightwing and Nightwing Prime in this thing. Have we gotten that? And like, I can't remember the last time they've done anything with that in the comic books. It's been an awfully long time. And like I said, the artwork by Dexter Soy is pretty fun. When you get these fifth dimensional storylines, they get so kind of wacky and crazy that it sometimes can be like a little hard to keep up with at times, but I guess you kind of get the gist of it. It's a rescue mission, crazy stuff's going around them, and they have to get from point A to point B. That's basically, in essence, what happens. There's some interesting stuff with his sister going on there as well. Still kind of baffled by why we even needed to give him a half-sister all these years later. Not sure what it's fully added to the mix, being that like his half-sister and all that. Did we really need that? I'm still like, at this point, like, I mean, she's a character who's kind of like now mingled in with everything, but I still wonder like why we really needed that in the first place. But hey, it is what it is, I suppose. But again, this is a totally serviceable issue of Nightwing. Not my favorite so far. Again, it's just Nightwing kind of going through and saying some crazy nightmarish imageries. Feels like something you'd see right out of like Night Terrors. Remember that whole event that I covered on the channel like a few years ago? It was like 2 or 3 years ago, and that was just like every issue is kind of like, okay, let's go weird, wacky visuals and throw like a hero in. Then that's in essence what this kind of felt like. So in fact, Dan Waters, I think, actually wrote some of this stuff. I think it was like Detective Comics stuff, or was it something else? I don't remember. It's been a long time, but yeah, that's what this feels like. So again, totally fine issue. Nothing objectively like terrible or anything like that, but it wasn't like one of my favorites of the run. There's been some more compelling stuff within it, but again, straightforward, fun team up stuff, I suppose. Gets from point A to point B, and now we're gonna have him face off against his dog. So let's see what happens there. Also, there's this kind of strange backup, which I was like, it said part 2. I'm like, is this like through an app? Like if I scroll through the issue from the beginning to the end, I felt like I had missed something. So it says Worlds Collide. It's part 2 of that, and then it just shows him with Babs and all that, and it says Under a Batarang Wound part 2. Where the hell was part 1 of this thing? Like, I don't remember the backup for this. Was it in the pages of something else? I got some Dick Babs stuff going on here. Is it just in an app or something? If anybody knows, please let me know, because I'm just confused as all hell. I looked at last month's issue of Nightwing, and I'm like, there's no part 1 attached to this. Was it a backup I missed, or is it just something else like randomly entirely? So who knows, but again, there's some kind of fun aspects in this thing, and all things considered, not all that bad. So there you go. There's my quick thoughts on Nightwing issue number 128. What did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. I got one more comic book I'm going to be talking about today, then I got to catch up on a whole bunch of other shit, and then we're going to be like good to go. So the post G-Fest 1 week later, I'm still kind of feeling like I'm in a little bit of a recovery mode. So, but we will be caught up soon enough. So look forward to all of that. All right, well, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.